7 super weird NBA tattoos. Subscribe to the channel and comment down below saying I subscribe to enter this month's shoutout giveaway. The National Basketball Association has produced and nurtured some of the most tatted out human canvases on earth. Here are 5 of the best among current players. Oh, and by the best, we mean the oddest dang tats currently on healthy epidermal tissue. Wilson Chandler, Denver Nuggets. Chandler is perhaps the only man on earth whose body surface contains the likeness of Beavis, Butthead, Eazy-E, and Quagmire from Family Guy. His most impressive pieces features his adorable toddler who appears to be porking out his chest, as if he's wearing a front-facing baby carrier under his jersey. It's got to be as unsettling for his opponents as it is to, well, everyone. Chandler is absolutely covered in tattoos, just slathered in them. On his left leg, he has Homer Simpson, which is awesome. He also has Quagmire from Family Guy, which is not so awesome. What we're singling out here is that pig though. Look at it, it's so disturbing. Try and take a close look at it sometime. It's pure nightmare fuel. Maybe that's the point, but we don't like it. Since we just knocked Chandler's nightmare-inducing pig tattoo, and since he has so many designs, let's give him some praise as well. Both of these designs are really cool looking. Though the tattoos aren't immediately identifiable, they grab you instantly and look beautiful.
Just being aggressive and just playing off my teammates, pretty much.
Emmanuel Mudiay, no turnovers tonight. I know you've been kind of...
DeShaun Stevenson, free agent. For a moment, let's overlook the fact that this young man went ahead and actually allowed someone to take a tattoo needle to his face. Let's take a look instead at DeShaun's reasoning for having a crack tattooed on his forehead, opening himself to the barrage of crackhead jokes that began the second the photos hit the internet. I don't crack. I feel like people always try to break me, but I don't crack. So I put that there. Surely, the absence of a crack would... forget it. Perhaps fellow Nobel Prize winner Lil Wayne, who has a similar tattoo, can explain it. Here's what Stevenson had to say about the backwards Pittsburgh Pirates P on his cheek. For Pittsburgh, that's my favorite team. Barry Bonds, when he first started, someone then asked him why he chose to have the logo flipped so that it looked more like a 9. No, if you're standing where Dom's standing, and you look at me, it looks like a P. For the record, Dominic McGuire was standing directly in front of Stevenson about 10 feet away. I'm not sure DeShaun Stevenson understands the difference between 10 feet away and reflected in a mirror. At any rate, this was likely a garbled explanation to justify what is rumored to be a gang symbol. On his face, Stevenson went with the old "no one will ever forget who I am" during a Shirts and Skins pickup game by inking his name across his shoulders with a number underneath. Who needs the jersey anyways? When a man can get a tattoo of the 16th US President Abraham Lincoln on his Adam's apple, it can only signify one of two things: a deep appreciation for the great emancipator, or a deep appreciation for the committed work of English actor Daniel Day-Lewis. In DeShaun Stevenson's case, it's clearly the latter. Chris Anderson, Miami Heat. Let's ignore the fact that the plumage seems to suggest that Anderson's wings are on backwards. Let's instead focus on the fact that they emanate from somewhere within the Birdman's vest, like a magnificent excess of armpit hair. If nothing else about this tattoo offends you, the fact alone should justify its inclusion on the list. It looks as if the Birdman of Miami seems to keep falling asleep at the beach, but instead of writing naughty things on his bare skin with a suntan lotion, his mischievous pals are carrying him to the nearest tattoo parlor for another freewheeling session.
I am the Birdman.
Although Birdman doesn't claim to have a favorite tattoo, his wings are clearly the fan favorite.
Amar'e Stoudemire, the Dallas Mavericks. Stoudemire is clearly a man of strong faith and conviction, and that must be admired and respected. But his shoulder tattoo, which appears to depict Frank Zappa carrying a naked and weary Prince under the phrase "nobody knows," is just plain disturbing and highly confusing. Perhaps some more research is required? Kenyon Martin, Milwaukee Bucks. It took a quartet of mistakes for Kenyon Martin to make this list for the second, but not final time. The first was wrapping the title of a DMX album around a portrait of his firstborn. The second was actually going ahead with a portrait design, a decision that almost invariably results in a goofy tattoo. The third was neglecting to maintain the muscle mass necessary to keep the tattoo looking as it originally did. The fourth was positioning the tat directly over a scar that makes it look as if Kenyon Jr. has a Charlie Chaplin mustache and a boy band goatee. All in all, this one isn't a winning effort. Incidentally, does anyone know what's going on with the new artwork running down the backs of both of Martin's arms? It looks as if there's a My Way on his right arm, but I couldn't be sure about that. Let me know if you find a better photo than this one. It's always embarrassing to have to cover up a tattoo related to a former lover. Just ask Angelina Jolie or Supreme Court Justice Ruth Ginsburg. But when Kenyon decided to permanently conceal his tattoo of Trina's red lips with what looks like a sign of allegiance to Sauron from The Lord of the Rings, well, people will talk. J.R. Smith. Take a couple of hours to digest the ink on J.R. Smith's body, and it shouldn't be too hard to come up with something that warrants a spot on this list. Smith is among the most heavily tattooed players in the NBA. However, the portraits of Mama's Boy and Black Jesus can be considered epic. Andre Brown flashes a big, colorful beast on his forearm, with the word beast for clarification. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.